Welcome everybody to your new moon solar eclipse, all signs, angel messages, and also all about your relationships. And the reason I chose this topic is because we've been talking about this eclipse a lot. And the thing is relationships affect all areas of our life. The angels always want us to keep in mind these three areas of our life: our career and finance, or our legacy if you're retired, our health and fitness, our relationship to our physical body, and of course our relationships, which means significant ones, parents, children, but also long-term ones like a boss, a colleague, a best friend. And because this is an eclipse season that we are right in the middle of, we had the eclipse, I guess it was about a week and a half ago, that was super, super powerful with that full moon. Now we have this solar eclipse with this new moon coming up at the end of this week. And so I'm doing these messages in advance to give you an idea of where in your life your relationships might be affected. Granted, we have relationships to everything. We have a relationship to our job. But if you think about it even more, a lot of times your job is affected by the people you are surrounded by, or your creativity is affected by the people you are surrounded by. Your relationship to your home might affect your family relationships, right? So it's really important that we remember we are these amazing, beautiful souls coming here to have this human being experience, and that means experiencing relationships. So I will go through all 12 signs. We're going to start with the Celtic cross to get an overall reading for this new moon energy. Then we will go into all 12 signs. I will be pulling cards based on relationships. Now, one thing to keep in mind is you want to listen to all signs because we have all 12 signs in our chart. Write down anything that resonates with you and use that gift of hindsight. Come back to this video as many times as you need as you watch these changes happen in your relationships. Now, don't automatically assume that anything that comes up is going to be super dramatic, but it is an opportunity to get a heads up about where you might see this more in your life. Also, I've decided that I'm going to do a bonus reading for my community members. Thank you so much for being a part of that community. If you are interested in joining, you can hit the join button below and see the different tiers. If you are a community member, right after this all 12 signs reading, I'm going to be going over there and doing a bonus spread specifically for the collective of the people who are signed up for that community or whoever joins later and wants to watch it. I wanted to let you know that because it's a brand new community. We did the March messages. We have a new live coming up, of course, in April next week. But the idea is that the messages are specifically for that community, and I'm just going with the flow. And the angels are like, you need to do the bonus spread for them today. I said, I'm happy to. I love it. It's my favorite thing. It's just like it's my favorite thing to be here with all of you and do these all 12 signs. I do want to also let you know I have Chris Reck coming back on my channel this Wednesday. Chris Reck from Minnow Pond Tarot will be here. We're doing an all signs reading together too. That's going to be at 11 a.m. Central. You can go ahead and hit the notify me button on that as well because it's already scheduled if you want to just have the reminder for it. But he is so much fun to do readings for. The time just always flies by. We always get great insight. So check that out as well this Wednesday for my Wednesday lives. I normally do either a topic or I have a guest. So Chris Reck will be back here to be my guest. Super excited about that. Hello, everybody in the chat. Hello, Casey. Hello, Pura Luz. Hello, Anna. Blondie, good to see you all here. All right, so I just want to briefly mention that this solar eclipse is happening this Saturday, early in the morning. Central time is 6:57 a.m. If I'm reading that right, let me grab my glasses. 5:57 a.m. Central. But one of the things that's so powerful about this is the very next day. This is a new moon in Aries, okay? Also with this solar eclipse. But the very next day, we have Neptune moving into Aries. This is historical for us as a collective because none of us have had this happen in our lifetime. So it's like this amazing boost going into this eclipse, then having Neptune move in there too. And if you think back to around 2012, when Neptune first moved into Pisces, boy, have things changed. So when Neptune moves signs, whether you know anything about astrology or not, things change. I know for me, my psychic abilities and my intuitive abilities went online in a massive, way more exponential way. They'd always been there. I'd always paid attention to them, but they just took it to the new level. And we've watched the collective wake up too. So think back about around the 2012, what has changed since then? And it's getting ready to change again. So I'm very excited about it, but this energy is very powerful. And I'm excited too that we are here in Aries season. I think we're all needing this fiery energy since we've been dealing with so much water. Whether you're here in the Northern Hemisphere, happy spring, or in the Southern, happy fall, y'all. That's what we say in Texas, happy fall, y'all. So whatever that is for you, embrace this fiery energy. Yes, we still have Mercury retrograde. Yes, we still have Venus retrograde. So it's not going to feel like it's really moving forward yet. But do start taking notes of the things that are ending in your life. There are things coming to an end, and it is also that you can bring in these new things once these planets go direct. I will say that you're going to want to really take your time with anything you're doing, because we won't feel anything finally moving forward until at least at the earliest mid-April, but maybe not even till May 15th or so, when we are finally starting to see things move forward. And in fact, if you've been watching all the lives that Chris Reck and I do together, I had the honor of being on his channel over on Minnow Pond Tarot a few weeks ago, but he's also been on my channel every month. We've been talking about how it's almost like 2025 isn't really starting until May. So don't feel bad if things haven't moved as quickly as you've wanted to, if any of the intentions you've set this year have not really gotten going. It's okay. That energy is coming for you. What we want to do is use all of this time to reflect on what's working, reflect on what's not working, reflect on belief systems that we need to let go. That's actually a big theme I'm seeing for the entire collective, is we are needing to let go of our old belief systems, the things that are holding us back, the things that are blocking us, the things that are allowing us to get in our own way, because that's just how it's always been done. That's the saying, right? That's just how it's done, honey. Did you ever hear that from your parents? That's just how things are done. We really want to watch that, especially when it comes to our relationships. We want to look for the things that where we tend to self-sabotage things. This could be a relationship to yourself, right? A relationship to your health, to your creative projects, to things you want to manifest in the future. So these are very, very important times to be reflecting on that. Of course, grab your journal to write down anything that resonates from any of these 12 signs. And let's get started with your Celtic cross. So this is again going to this is going to be a base level, and then I'll go into your relationships for all 12 signs. So hopping over to this spread here. Good morning, everybody. It's been a minute. I took last week off to make sure that I could spend time with my kids on their spring break. We had massive change in plans, classic Mercury retrograde, and our entire trip got canceled at the last minute, but it all happens for us, not to us. Hey, AT, good to see you there. Nancy, great to see you. Margie, hello. Thank you, Nancy. I appreciate that. Yeah, so we're really just trying to embrace this change. And like I said, this trip I'd had planned since January, the angels were giving me a heads up. They said, plan to change your plans, plan to change your plans. So I always say a prayer protection, making sure that I'm only connecting with God's highest vibrational beings, God's angels. And I always say to the angels, if it's in my highest interest, allow this to happen. And it wasn't in our highest interest to take this trip. And I even told the angels, I forgot to light my candles. I'm going to do that here. I said, if it's not in our highest interest to go, I will trust the process. I don't need to know why it's not in our highest interest. But if you could send me some signs and maybe clarify if it's good for me to know, let me know. And so far, the main message that I got about why the trip was canceled had to do with travel, and it had to do with potentially us getting trapped somewhere. So trapped in an airport for hours, that kind of a thing. So it all worked out. We made it happen, but we're still in this time. So that was very much this eclipse energy. What got clipped out of my life? Our vacation plans. That's fine. I'm going to go in divine flow. But if you noticed any endings, hey, Hubert, I missed you guys too. I do really love doing these lives. I had 2 videos uploaded, pre-recorded last week, and it's just a different vibe, right? I love doing them, but I love getting to connect with all of you too. So thank you so much for being here. Let's jump into these angel messages. Alrighty, so this is for the new moon coming up. And this solar eclipse, the very first card we have at the heart of our spread is the King of Air. Brilliant, impartial, professional, diplomatic. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek professional advice. Balance mental and emotional considerations. All right, so since this is in the heart of our spread, this is addressing things that we are facing right now with this eclipse energy and going into this new moon. So have you thought about seeking professional advice for something? I mean, this could be as mundane as you've always done your own taxes. You're finally going to get a professional to help you with them to see if there's anything you're missing where you could save money. Or this could be where maybe you've really been facing some issues in a relationship, since this is a relationship reading, and it's time to consult that counselor or get a third party to help you get advice on how to work through it. But there's something you've been contemplating, and it's been hard for you to balance those mental and emotional considerations with this eclipse energy, because sometimes these changes come in so suddenly that it's really hard to ground yourself. So that's been a message we've been getting a lot. So they're just addressing that any decision you're having a hard time seeking clarity to what decision to make or how to take this approach where you're being very diplomatic about it, you're going to be getting guidance for that with these relationship readings. Pura Luz says, I've been reflecting for the past few days about how I show up in relationships to others. I can see what needs to change more and more. I'm embracing the change, even the ending. Wow, that's so beautiful. And I can say I completely relate to that energy. That was a beautiful thing about taking the week out of the office last week. 11/11 my time as I'm saying this, is I was able to spend a lot more time journaling than I normally do. Of course, I do journal every day, but I went deep with some of my relationships and I had some profound realizations. So powerful work you're doing, Pure Luz, especially you're using this energy to really benefit you. Margie says, after my granddaughter Anitra passed, I believe she has opened my mind to an abundance of what is possible, but life stresses are interfering with the goodness of what's needed to access peace. My deepest condolences, Margie. And that's one of the things that's coming up for a lot of people. I have seen several people choose to transition out of this lifetime with these eclipses. And the truth is they haven't really gone anywhere, but when there's a lot of grief that's so dense, it's hard to feel their presence. So I'm sending you deep love, but I actually can validate through multiple experiences. I have them journaled and tracked over the years where I have had many visitations from passed away loved ones in my dreams. They can connect with you that way. They can connect with you through other people, through signs and symbols. And if you want to check out my video on signs from passed away loved ones, that might give you some help. But remember, sometimes our passed away loved ones go to other people, like even people that are, you're like, why did they go to my boss or my neighbor down the street? It's because they're trying to connect with you and you're not feeling or seeing it because of how dense the grief is. So your granddaughter is trying to connect with you. And it is hard when life gets in the way. So I'm sending you much love. Let's keep going with this guidance to see what else clarity. Maybe that will bring up some ways that you have been getting signs and didn't see it. And I know that happens for me. I have a passed away loved one that goes and visits my friends they didn't know while they were alive in this lifetime, but they'll call me up and they'll say, hey, I got a sign. And I'm like, oh, there you go. Can't make this stuff up. So let's go into the crossing energy here. We have the Emperor card. So this is where this kind of supports what we were talking about here. It says organization and logic, structure and discipline, leadership. What it's saying here is it's been hard to get organized, right? It's been hard to really have the discipline needed to move forward because this energy has been so tough. You're very welcome, Margie. And exactly like that, when life is so chaotic, it makes it hard to take on this Emperor energy. And the angels recognize that that's what's going on. It's been so hard to be logical, right? With all this watery energy, so much emotion flying around. Even if you're feeling grounded in your emotion, you've got people calling you up and they're flying off the handle about stuff, right? So they're just letting you know, hey, we see this has been tough for you. It's okay. Don't be so hard on yourself. Show yourself compassion. That's what the angels want you to do, is remember you are a spiritual being having this human being experience, and the angels are here to support you. So they're going to give us more guidance But I love the way they always immediately address the energy that's going on and gives us an opportunity to call in the things we want with this new moon. So coming up in the bottom of this, I guess it's like the root of your spread, I would say. It's usually something that we are not aware of. And it's the 7 of air card. Plans that need revision, more going on that meets the eye, poor timing. Okay, so this card was actually coming up for me a lot leading up to my entire trip getting canceled with my daughters. And so I was like, okay, I'm in divine flow. If it gets canceled, it gets canceled. And it literally got canceled right before I went to bed to get up at 3 a.m. I got the email. So I just stayed in divine flow. And for the March community member live that I did, we were getting 5s. Everybody in that community was getting 5s like crazy, really, really setting us up to be ready to embrace change, like Pura Luz was saying. And that's really the great pocket affirmation to use this week. So let's go ahead and write that in the comment sections below. I easily embrace change. I easily embrace change because change is constant, right? And that's, part of the reason I love my favorite pocket affirmation, I am in divine flow, because it reminds you that everything's a flow, but that flow actually creates the change. So we want to embrace that change. So if you want to write that in the comments below, and remember that as we go through this week, this is also letting us know maybe things aren't going the way they're meant to because it's just not the right time. It's just not the right time. We don't get, the angels will never tell us what to do, but they might caution us that it's not the right time. Right? So where are you feeling that in your body? And you know what's so fascinating is when I told my daughters that our whole trip had gotten canceled, they said, you know what? I was having a weird feeling about it, Mom. They both said that to me separately. And I said, well, we have to listen to that, don't we? Right? We all felt a little bit relieved, even though we were super excited to go. So we were feeling something. Hey, Casglow, great to see you there. Thank you, Pura Luz, for writing that in there. So just remember that there may be something that we need to revise our plans, right? It may be that we get some information. We're going to keep going with this, but that could be the thing that we don't realize is, hey, it's just not the right time yet. All right. So let's keep going. And definitely we're going to get to the relationships. That'll help. Now, this represents the recent past or something that's recently happened for you. 4 of air. 4 of air, time to rest or take a vacation. Allow more time before making a decision. Meditation provides answers. I'm giggling because these messages are for me too. That's the beautiful thing about us getting to do this together, is we all get the messages together. And obviously I took a vacation last week and I was spending it reviewing a lot of things, doing a lot of reflecting. What have you been doing lately where you've taken a break from something? Give yourself credit for that. Maybe you were about to make a decision. You said, you know what, it just doesn't feel right. That's been a big thing I've been getting from the angels lately is just wait if you can. Not everything can wait, but if you can wait to make a big decision, especially if it's a financial one or it's a decision that will be really hard to undo, take your time because like I said, we still have to get through these retrogrades. And if you've been really, worrying that you're taking too much time, this is the angels patting you on the back saying, hey, great job listening to your intuition. Take a rest, do some reflection, right? Meditation provides answers. Remember, meditation is listening, right? We say a prayer asking the angels for guidance. And when we meditate, we're listening for guidance, which you're all doing right now. So let's go into this present energy then, speaking of that. Casco says, I took an Epsom salt bath this weekend and napped. It was marvelous. That sounds amazing too. I'm overdue for an Epsom salt bath. Yeah, and last night's energy was pretty intense. Did any of you feel that? We had a big storm roll through here and I could not get back to sleep. Neither could my husband. So we were awake a lot and I thought I might need a power nap this afternoon. We'll see. Hey, Janie. Oh, you're in the Austin airport. You're in my aura. Yay. Thanks for being here. All right, so in this present energy, the crown of the overall spread, of course, we're going to get into one-on-one, the Hermit card. Spend time in quiet meditation. What did we just say? Spiritual teachings and self-discovery. So all of this energy is about going within. If you have any major plans this weekend that you're just not sure you want to be a part of, really listen to your intuition, because the energy is actually telling us to go within, slow down, take some things off your calendar that just feel like too much, right? Make it easy on yourself and make it easy to do the self-discovery by slowing down, taking your time with any of these decisions. That self-discovery, is similar to what you're doing right now, listening to the guidance, but then taking it further when we get to your relationships and saying, I wonder where in my life I'm getting in my own way with this relationship. And a lot of times it's old belief systems. It's the way we were raised. It's people saying it's just not how things are done when you question things. And it's like, well, wait a minute. I am the leader of my own life, right? We had those messages in the 2025 messages about saying, I am the leader of my own life. I create the life I want. So how do we go into self-discovery and realize the ways that we need to just release these old blocks there, right? So that's really powerful. It's really validating to what we're getting here. And it's also reminding us that this poor timing card is saying, if you hurry up and make that decision, you might just end up right back with that same, cycle again, that self-fulfilling prophecy, whatever it is, of getting in your own way. So we're going to get lots of clarity on this. Don't worry, but go ahead and take a look at your calendar for this week, for this weekend around this eclipse with Saturday, early Saturday morning for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere. And of course, Sunday with Neptune going into Aries. Can you slow down this weekend, take more time for yourself, more quiet time alone? If you're somebody who's had little kids or little grandkids running around a lot, quiet time alone can be quite the luxury. Use that luxury to do the self-discovery. So let's see what's coming up here in the near future. 11:22 my time, another angel number. We had 11:11 already. I happened to glance up there. I am going to get to all 12 signs, and then when I wrap this up, I'm doing a bonus reading for my community members, specifically for that collective. If you are a member, you can join below, and then the angels will know who's in that community, and we'll go even deeper. Thank you, Andrea. Yeah, she saw 11:22 or 2. Okay, coming up in the near future, 6 of water. 6 of water. Okay, so we've been going through a lot of this Pisces energy. Venus and Mercury are going back into Pisces with all this retrograde energy. So it's going to be bringing stuff up from the past, memories from your childhood, your history, issues regarding children, romanticizing the past. That is something that's going to come up with this eclipse. Now, normally with the new moon, this is when you're planting seeds, but we have so much retrograde energy right now that what is actually going to be happening is through this review process over our relationships, over the way we communicate, over the way we balance our mental and emotional considerations, then we're going to go back and we're going to look at, I wasn't ever really taught how to do this. Like I was never taught how to really ground my emotions or try to unblock myself from old belief systems. So you might find that you are really reflecting on the way you were raised, or something that happened to you as a child, or something just in society that no longer resonates with you anymore. And you've always done it that way because you're nostalgic about it. But then you're realizing it doesn't resonate with me anymore, right? So you'll know what that is for you. Write down anything that came up for you when you heard that, but we'll get more clarity when we get to all 12 signs. Hey, Heidi, great to see you there. And 12:22 your time. You've got the 222 there. I love it. Great to see you, Andrea. Thanks for stopping by. All right, so this is your personal power card. I love using this card to come up with another pocket affirmation. Let's see what we got here. We got the ego card. Okay, but this is your power. So it's not a negative thing. It says, a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. So your personal power comes from recognizing, is this my ego talking? Is this coming from a place of fear? Do I feel I'm trapped in this situation? You will get power from asking yourself that. And then ask yourself, is that true? Is that true? Am I really trapped? And of course you're not. It's not really true. There's always another solution. There's always a way out. It may take time. You may have to think things through carefully. You may not be able to take action on removing yourself from wherever you feel trapped until things start moving forward, because it says not the right time. But take the time you need to do the self-discovery, make the plans. Right here at the beginning in the heart, it said getting professional advice. Maybe you need to get a mentor or some professional advice about how to remove yourself from a situation, okay? That's okay. You will get a lot of power you will be empowering yourself. It will allow you to get out of that fear and that negative thinking by having that support. And remember, your spiritual team is your support as well. So let's see what's coming up in the external factors too. By the way, thank you so much for liking and sharing this video with anybody it resonates. It really helps my channel grow and helps me be able to provide more content for you guys. I really appreciate it. Coming up in our external factors, so this could be people we live with, our work environment, our home. This could even be the wider world stage, but it can also be spiritual team members. Let's see what's coming up here. We have the awakening card. All right, so this is seeing things from a different perspective. Look at things from a different perspective, a temporary standstill. It's important to be yourself. So this is external factors, and this is reminding you that you aren't the only one that's reflecting on things. You're not the only one who's reviewing your past, who's getting stuck in nostalgia, who's thinking, I don't know if this is working, or I don't know if this is the way I want to do this, right? So one of the reasons things feel like they're just not moving forward the way we want is because everybody is going through this powerful reflection. So the angel's upside down here, looking at the world differently. Have you ever hung upside down from something before? Or just like, we used to do it on the school bus where we would like hang our head off. We'd lay down on the school bus seat and hang our head upside down and look at our friends, and their face would look so funny and we would laugh so hard. It's just simply looking at it from a different angle, and it could be that you're being asked to look at a relationship from a different perspective, because this is a relationship reading. That's what's coming up for all of us. And I do feel like sometimes what we tend to do, and it's just human nature, but we tend to focus on the things that we don't like about a relationship instead of focusing on the things we do love about a relationship or a person. My grandfather would always say, I tell my daughters, your great-grandfather would say, look for the good in people. Look for the good in people, or simply saying, like, instead of saying, gosh, this person and I never agree, it's like, well, what do we agree on? That's been a big thing that's been coming up for me when I am like meeting new people in this realm, like spiritual colleagues or people that I don't necessarily agree with everything they say. I'll also say, but what do we agree on, right? And most people agree that they want to follow their heart. They want happiness in their life. They want good things for their family and their loved ones, right? So looking for the things that you agree on in a relationship can be really, really helpful as well. Like I said, this could be a relationship to your own body, to your creative project, so you could say, does this agree with me? Like, let's just talk about, we'll use food as an example. If you're really trying to decide whether it's time to let go of a certain food you've always been eating so that you can feel better, does that food agree with you? Probably not if it's not making you feel well. Same thing with a creative project. If you're feeling really blocked working on it, then that energy is not agreeing with you. There's got to be another way to do it where you can get into flow. And it could just be that it's not the right time. So that's another way to think of relationships. I feel like for most of us that are watching this video now or even later, it's going to have to do with a person or the way a person is affecting something, right? So again, that's that key reminder. All of us are getting trapped in some little bit of nostalgia, memories from the past, and it might be holding us back. So let's go into deeper guidance here. We have the hope or fears section of this spread is the moon. It says important psychic insights, events behind the scenes, release fears that hold you back. So essentially this is saying that listen to your intuition and you will make the right choice, okay? Anything that is bringing up fear for you, try to reframe it. Try to get to the root of why. Why does it feel so scary? Why do you feel trapped in this situation, in this relationship? Instead, listen to your intuition and ask, what is a better way to approach this? How can I reframe that? That's the big saying I've been getting a lot from the angels is flip the script. When you feel like I'm trapped in this relationship or this always happens to me, flip the script, because, a lot of times we don't realize we're creating that reality with our mental process. Thoughts become things. And I had an email from a subscriber the other day, kind of worrying that they were being given a sign that they need to be a better person because all their technology kept breaking. And of course, first of all, we're in Mercury retrograde. Everybody's experiencing technology or delays, right? But also, that's not how the angels work. They're not going to reprimand you. They're not going to tell you what to do. They're not going to judge you. However, if you're in a process that, everything's always hard for me, then you miss the signs where the angels might be saying, hey, heads up, you need to go charge your phone or it's about to die. Or, hey, heads up, you left that cord hanging, you're about to knock it off, that computer off and crack it. They're giving you a heads up on things. It's always gentle guidance. So this is where we don't want to get stuck in that thought. Flip the script, ask for guidance. It's a key thing for angels is remembering to ask. We have the law of free will. They will not tell us what to do, but they will assist us if we ask. So let's see what the outcome is, and then we'll get to all 12 signs here. Yeah, we're all in this together. I love that, Casglow. Look at that. The outcome card, the star. The star. Isn't that beautiful? We have this new moon where the sun, which is a star, is conjuncting with the moon. It says, happy times, make optimistic long-term plans. You are on the right path. So as long as you don't get stuck in feeling trapped in this ego, as long as you listen to your intuition, which is the moon energy, we have the star and the moon together, which is literally a new moon. When the sun and the moon come together is a new moon, and we have the star and the moon together. I mean, it's beautiful. You can't make this stuff up, but the key is you have to flip the script if you're feeling those fear-based thoughts. You need to trust you're on the right path. Now, one of the things that I love about this card is this make long-term plans. When you feel stuck, things are not moving, use that to plan. Use that to dream. Update your vision board. Think 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road. Use that time because we're getting this energy right here to really go within and do that self-discovery. What do you really want? And if you can take that time now, between now and really over the next couple of weeks, but especially if you can leading up to this new moon, what do you want? Then the universe and God's angels, they're going to help you, because that's the key here is the eclipse is going to take away the things that are holding you back. But you have to embrace that so that you can really step into your power. So I love this reading. If you want to take a quick screenshot of it, I've got it here. I'll keep my hands out of the way so you can come back and look at this or come back and listen to it anytime. I always say, give your future self the gift of hindsight. Write down anything that resonates with you and really take that time to do the self-discovery, okay? I cannot tell you how many times I have reread journals from years ago, 11:33 by the time, I can't resist saying the angel numbers, 11:33 here. I just keep glancing at it right at that time. But how many times I've gone back to journals and I've had new epiphanies, new divine guidance, new downloads that have come through from rereading journal entries. Okay. And you don't have to have this journal that I have custom templates for you for, advancing your intuition and all that. You can use any journal you want. Just keep it all in one place and keep it close by. And let's go into all 12 signs so that you can see how this is going to affect your relationships. Remember, listen to all 12 signs. I'll do a little bonus reading at the end too, just to pull it all together. I always do that at the end. And then we will hop over to my community members for a second spread for all of you guys there. And I will mention what houses these go in. I'm going to be using this relationship deck because I feel like it just gets right to the point with all of these. And I'll definitely make sure to put the timestamps for this after when we get to the end. I'm going to try to remember to write down as I pull them up. I'll write it down on my notepad so I can easily pop them into the description for you guys after this. But just a quick reminder too, if you haven't already signed up for my free newsletter at devondoer.com, you can get my ebook, Is It a Sign? That'll help you understand what all these angel numbers mean and all this divine guidance is. So feel free to join me over there. You can also learn about new freebies that I have. Like I have a new moon spread you can get. It's linked below if you want to go even deeper on your own. All right, so let's go over to the Aries. We're going to start with the Aries relationship here. I'm going to write the timestamp. Aries, what do we have for your relationships? Well, first of all, this is happening in your first house from a solar sign perspective, right? So this is your identity. This is your physical body. This is your how you view yourself. This is, a really, really, really important house. It's the beginning of the 12 houses here. So this is affecting you on a very personal level here, Aries. And let's see what we have for your relationships. We have keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Now remember, this is general, so I will clarify. I do not take these cards literally. You might be saying, hey, I already met my soulmate, or hey, I'm not looking for a soulmate. Don't worry. Remember, soulmates are not just romantic partners. They're children, parents, animals, best friends, right? People we work with. The second card we get for Aries is attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying the moment fully. Ooh, I just had some angel bumps come in there, Aries. I'm going to clarify that in just a minute. And here we get the third card is playfulness. Playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. See, these cards always just go beautifully together. There is something going on for you, Aries, where maybe you're rushing something too much and you're missing the beauty, you're missing the romance, you're missing the opportunity to deepen that soul connection. Maybe it does have to do with a romantic partner that's already in your life, but the romance hasn't really been there lately. Have you been too focused on work? Have you been too focused on your health or on something else going on externally? This is literally a card of taking time to stop and smell the roses. That's what she's doing here. But when you do things that you love, you bring that romance for life in. And it's also talking about being really playful. Well, I know a lot of Aries that are really playful, but you're also very serious about taking charge and doing what needs to be done, right? So maybe take the long way to work one day and go see, we in Texas, we're starting to have the bluebonnets bloom. And it's so beautiful when you take those side roads and you get to see the wildflowers popping up. Do things in a more playful way, right? And by the way, happy birthday season to you, Aries, as well. But maybe you need to plan something more playful. Celebrate the entire month, Aries. Celebrate with your relationships. Celebrate all your relationships, And so for all 12 signs, what's the first person that pops into your mind? Consider that maybe that's the guidance, but it could be more than one person, and it could be your relationship to a project, a collaboration, something like that. Maybe you did recently have somebody come to you and say, hey, I want to work with you on this. And you're like, no, I don't work with other people. I do things all on my own, or I do it my way. And they're saying, but you know what? There's a reason this person is coming to you. Let's just sit back and consider, especially with this retrograde energy. We might be having people from past lives coming into our life to show us a different way to do something, to show us that we can really do it in a fun way. I always say my prayers every morning. And one of the things I always am so grateful is to say, thank you, God, that I get to do this work. I love my work. To me, that is the romance. That there is getting to come on here and chat with you guys like this is pure joy to me. As far as I'm concerned, it is playtime, but it is also serious to me. I really respect the spiritual work and the connection we all have. But, sometimes you have to keep an open mind about how that looks. And when I started this channel in 2020, boy, did I have a different approach to getting on here. So this resonates with me. looking where I have Aries in my chart, I'm a Capricorn rising, so it's in my 4th house. So of course, this has to do with keeping an open mind about my home environment. So I do take this into consideration, my relationship to my home. I'm actually changing some things in my home right now. So that's why I encourage you to listen to all 12 signs. If you know your chart, if you want to think about that area of your chart when you listen to a different sign than your sun, moon, or rising. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Persian Doll. Thank you so much, Casglow. I appreciate it. All right, Aries. So keep that in mind. Write down anything that resonated. And we're going to move on to the Tauruses. As promised, I'm going to pull up the timestamp here. Alrighty, Tauruses, what do we have for your relationships? We've got heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Okay? And I should say this is all happening in your 12th house, Tauruses, okay? This new moon. So that's going to be the unseen, hidden secrets, the unknown, past lives, okay? I'm going to clarify that a little bit for you, but 12th house energy for wherever Taurus is in your chart, especially sun, moon, and rising, but wherever you have Taurus in your chart, heart-to-heart conversations are going to be key. All right? Then we have romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So again, we don't take these cards literally. You might be talking about the romance you feel about a new collaboration, about a new project, right? Or the romance you feel about taking a vacation somewhere. Because this is in your 12th house, it could be that it's a past life romance that needs to be addressed, healing from that. So let's see what the 3rd card is, and then we'll pull it all together for you, Tauruses. This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. Well, that's exciting. What did I just say about 12th house and past lives? Maybe this is somebody from the past that's coming back for you. Maybe this is somebody you knew in a past life, but there's a reason that that person feels familiar. So I'm actually getting, for a lot of Tauruses, this actually is about a romantic relationship or anything that makes them feel the romance of life. Hey, Noelle, good to see you here. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, so we were just talking about the Tauruses, and this is happening in your 12th house. So you might need to have this heart-to-heart conversation with somebody from your past, or if there's something that feels familiar about them and is causing you to feel these feelings of romance, it might be that you need to talk about how you really feel. With RE in Mercury retrograde, we are revealing things to people. If you are having conflict in any of your relationships, it could be related to the fact that maybe there's more there. It could be that that person has feelings for you and they haven't revealed that. Or it could be that you're in denial that maybe this is really the one because you've been hurt in the past. So you need to take time to review past relationships. Where did you get in the way? Where did you sabotage that relationship? If there's always, two roads in a relationship, I should say, it's a two-way street, right? So even if you felt like somebody was harmful to you in a past relationship, there were things that you missed, right? Review that. Use this RE energy to heal this, because this is super positive energy for any Tauruses that are looking to take their romantic relationships to the next level. Okay, they said you've already met them. So you may already be in this relationship. It's time to go to the next level, and you need to have that conversation. Hey, where do you see us going? It could be that person is from a past life, and that's why you need to be really authentic with them, really clear about, okay, these are the things that have caused issues in the past for me. I want to be very authentic and upfront with you about this. I want to make sure we're maintaining this romance and really follow that. So I'm feeling that for a lot of you Tauruses, this Venus retrograde is bringing in those past lives big time for you. So I love that for you. Keep me posted on what's going on for you guys. All right, moving on to the Geminis. Geminis, what do we have for your relationships with this new moon eclipse? We have trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. We have religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. And we have flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. Well, Geminis, I know all the Geminis I know. You're very charismatic. You're very loving people. Even the ones that are more introverted are still have a wonderful energy to be around, very welcoming. So even if you're not an outgoing Gemini, or this area of your chart, you don't feel like you're very outgoing, which, by the way, this is happening for Geminis, this is happening in your 11th house. So this is your social network, your community, the people you work with, the people you hang out with, right? So even if you're like, well, but I'm kind of an introvert, you have an energy that people really enjoy. So what they're asking you to say is trust that if you get out there in a bigger way, really get involved with your communities, really put your heart out there in a bigger way, you will see that people will start flirting with you. And you can even flirt with the idea of really embracing your charisma and sharing it with others, and really flirt with the idea of joining a new community and really putting yourself out there in a bigger way. Maybe you're one of those people who's like, oh, I would never start a YouTube channel. And all of a sudden you're like, maybe I would start a YouTube channel. I don't know. And then these religious factors card here, what comes up for me is just like we were talking about in the main spread. If you're joining late, definitely go check out the Celtic Cross. We have this for everybody coming up, things from our past, things that are blocking us. And so if you were raised like I was in a community where I didn't even know what tarot cards were, I knew nothing about intuition. I mean, horoscopes, astrology, that was just a joke in the newspaper that was broad and applied to everybody, right? It was like nobody necessarily said it was a bad thing to me in my family, but it just wasn't talked about. I knew nothing about it. And when I was being activated to go into this work full time, I had to do my work on my, the way I was raised in my religion. I also had to review past life stuff because I had a very long past life as a nun in the Catholic Church. And so I had a vow of poverty and a vow of isolation I had to unwind. So remember when I talked about doing that self-discovery, where do you keep blocking yourself? Where do you keep sabotaging something or finding yourself in the same cycle? It could be something coming up from your past. And this is for all of you, okay? This is not just for Geminis, but for Geminis, because it's in your 11th house and we're talking about religious factors, this could be the church you're associated with or just the group, the way that you were raised as a child, or even maybe you're in a marriage or in a partnership with somebody who differs from your spiritual beliefs, and you want to have that trust that just maybe being lighthearted about how you approach that will really help you. And this comes down to let them do them, let you do you, let them do them. It doesn't mean that the relationship has to end, but just flirt with the idea of finding that community that makes you feel safe. I feel like a lot of Geminis just need to be willing to immerse themselves in people who share their same beliefs and trust that that's really going to guide them in all of their relationships. So I love that for Geminis. We will get to the bonus reading at the end here before we hop over to the community member bonus read or second spread. Let's see. What do we have for Cancers? Cancers, for your relationships, this area of your life for this new moon is your 10th house, which is your career, your legacy, what you leave behind. So if you're retired, this could be your grandchildren, like what you're leaving them. This could be that new phase in your life where you spend your time right now. All of that is being affected with this energy or wherever you have Cancer in your chart. So let's see what's coming up for Cancers. Like I said, primarily 10th house, if that is your sun sign, or, from a solar perspective, or wherever you have Cancer in your chart. We have engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Again, we're not necessarily talking of literally getting engaged. Some of you may be getting engaged because this is a 10th house thing for Cancer solar charts. This is about a contract. You might be getting a job offer. You might be deciding to change your career and commit to a new way of thinking. Maybe you are since this is legacy, if you're retired, you're making a commitment to do something in this new phase that where people view you differently, right? And so this has to do a lot with some kind of commitment you are making regarding your career and legacy. Let's see what else is coming up for you. We have the soulmate card. Yes, this is your soulmate. So a lot of you are going to be calling in people you're working with that are soulmates, right? Soulmates are not just romantic partners. They are parents, children, animals, colleagues, best friends, neighbors, just anybody that we have chosen to have an experience with in this lifetime. You could sit and have a conversation with a total stranger on a park bench that really shifts them or shifts your perspective and never see that person again. And that could be a soulmate because you agreed to meet up on that park bench at that time, right? So remember that with these soulmate things, I am feeling that, especially for Cancers that are this from a solar chart perspective, it could have to do with people you are working with, right? Or somebody who's offering you an opportunity to do something different with that area of your life, right? All right, so then the third card for Cancers, we have unrequited love. Okay, this is interesting coming up from Cancers. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Okay, so I do see this with a lot of Cancers in general. Also, I'm a Cancer sun sign, so I can speak from experience. We are very loyal to the relationships in our life. We love who we love, and even if the relationship ends and we never see them again, some little part of our heart still loves that person, right? Even if that person wasn't very loving back. So what we're being asked to do is release that, okay? Use this eclipse to let go. It doesn't mean that you don't love them, but just say, I'll see you in heaven, because it's time to embrace and make a commitment to this new soulmate, right? This new thing coming in for you. If you're not getting the love back, again, this could be a project. This could be something in your job. It doesn't have to be a person, but of course there's people involved with that. And so whatever is not reciprocating your love is likely going to be eclipsed with this final eclipse for this first part of this year. Of course, we have another eclipse season coming in the fall. So go ahead and plan right now. Bookmark this video if you need to. Come back in the fall and listen to this video, and I bet you will see exactly what they're talking about for all 12 signs. You will. And just trust that if you are still holding on to someone from the past or something from the past that didn't love you, you might be blocking taking this relationship to a new level. That's one thing that I think a lot of Cancers tend to do, is really hold on to the past instead of just letting it be water under the bridge and trusting that everything happens for a reason. But this is for all of you, wherever you have Cancer in your chart. Pure Lou says, I have Cancer, Sun, Venus, Mercury. Oh, wow. That's a lot in 7th house. I'm changing careers now. I'm trying to commit to a character change. Beautiful. You're doing so much self-reflection. Oh, that's amazing. I've been in several conversations, random people. Yes, I love those conversations that really stick out that way, right? Beautiful. Let's see. Moving on. We have the Leos. Leos, what's coming up for your relationships? This new moon solar eclipse is happening in your 9th house. This is, foreign travel, higher education, spiritual teachings. This is, you could be taking on some teaching. You could be learning something new. We've all been getting that card of self-discovery. This could also be learning things that are like esoteric. Like, we've been getting a lot of that stuff about, religious factors and the way you were raised, and like, oh, astrology or, oh, angel cards, like, don't do that. And now you're like, but I just can't get enough. I want to learn about this, like right now I'm taking an astrology course on relationships, and it's just like drinking from a fire hose. I've studied it, astrology for several years, and I've studied it regarding relationships, but I've never done it in such an intense way. And it's like, I can't wait to sit down and do another module. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm feeling for Leos, there's going to be something coming up for you with this new moon that you're just going to be like, oh, I can't learn enough about this, or I can't share this enough. Like you may be the teacher who's teaching about something. You're so eager to share something. So let's see what's coming up for you and wherever Leo is in your chart. You have the deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Didn't we get this for you, Leos, in a recent relationship one? You know, Leos, you always look amazing. You have your beautiful hair, or you're just always like, you know, presenting yourself a certain way. But it could be that, you know, maybe someone else is not being very authentic with you, or you're not being very authentic with them because of that mask, right? Because of that presentation. So let's get some clarity here. Again, this is with the 9th house. So maybe there's something going on with a teacher of yours. Maybe you're the teacher and you're realizing you're deceiving yourself about something that you don't really want in your life. And that's a big thing I've gotten for Leos and Leo risings is being hard about. It's hard for you to admit when your heart's not in something anymore, especially if you've been in that relationship for a long time. This could be a relationship to your work. If you're a spiritual teacher and you've been doing this a long time and you're just ready to move on, but you're not willing to accept it, that could be exactly what this is going on here, is your heart's just not in anymore. What I have here for your second card, Leos, is give your relationship a chance, work on your partnership. So that's really fascinating. Something in your life could be worked through, okay? But we're going to have to take this mask off, Leos. We're going to have to admit what our heart is really feeling about this. We're going to have to be honest with ourselves. We're going to have to be honest with this other person. The only way that this is going to have a real fair shot of working is to really be authentic, right? Take that mask off. So let's see what the third card is for Leos. Very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. All right, so we are in that energy of needing to make a decision, but it's not very clear. We need to get clear on what our heart wants. Like I said, in the Celtic cross, it was talking about doing that self-discovery, waiting for the right time to act. Use all this retrograde energy, use this solar eclipse to get clear on what you want, and then it will come in for you. So if you're saying to yourself, hey, I don't want to do this work anymore, like at least say, I don't want to do this work anymore. You may not know what you want to replace it with, but at least get that mask taken down and then have those conversations, do the work you need to do to move away from that. And do it soon. I mean, this eclipse is going to be, you know, probably bringing some big things to light for you where you're going to almost have to make a decision. So start right now doing that reflection on what do you really want. So this could be with another person that you work with. This could be something that you're doing for work, but it's whatever comes to mind for you first, honestly. I'm feeling for a lot of Leos, it has to do with where you're currently focusing your energy. Your heart just really isn't in it anymore. And it doesn't mean that you didn't love it once. You just don't love it the way you used to. And that's perfectly okay. We just have to take off that mask so that we don't hold ourselves back. Okay, we're moving on to Virgos here. Virgos, what do we have for your relationships? This is happening, this new moon solar eclipse is happening in your 8th house. This is other people's resources, legacy, intimacy, deep, deep intimate relationships, right? And, the way that your resources affect other people and the way other people's resources affect you, the way you put energy into things to affect other people and the way that affects you. So let's see what we've got for you here with relationships. Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Okay, so this is really, really Virgos putting yourself first. You're always doing everything for everybody else because you see the things that need to be done. You see them faster than everybody else. You see the problem, you just fix it. It's easier to do it yourself than wait on someone else to do it, right? We've been getting a lot of guidance about slowing down. We do not have to take action right now. In fact, in many cases, it may not even be the right time. So use this time to love yourself, nurture yourself, okay? Let's see what else is coming up for Virgos. We have express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Okay, so we just got love yourself first, and then it's saying, but go ahead and make the romantic gesture. This is for you, Virgo. You've been, eyeing taking that little weekend retreat and getting away. You've been thinking about investing in that piece of furniture for your home that would make it more cozy. You've been wanting to change the way you interact with other people's resources. It may be that you just need to express that. If you are dealing with other people's resources and somebody's demanding something of you, saying, hey, I need your time. Hey, I need your energy. Or, hey, I'm going to pay for this for you, but I need you to do this now. You may need to step back and go, hey, I need more time. I need to love myself first. I'm not ready for that. I'm not feeling that. I'm getting that it could be having to do with a boss. It could have to do with a family member where there's a lot of demands on you and you may just have to really step back. Hey, AC, good to see you there. And let's see what else is coming up for Virgos. Reconciliation. I love this. Someone from your past is returning to your life. All right, so I'm getting angel bumps. I'm getting lots of angel bumps all the way down my backside. Basically, somebody that you've had to part ways with is now, this eclipse is brought back into your life suddenly. You got to make sure you're putting yourself first in this relationship. You can tell this person, hey, I love you. I want to be there for you. I want to help, but I've got to take care of myself first, okay? And then ultimately by doing that, you're going to bring in that respect from that other person. That person is going to go, wow, they may not like it at first, but that's a healthy boundary. They may even see you differently because of it, because maybe in the past, Virgos, you're always doing so much for everybody else. They just didn't even realize everything you did for them until you didn't anymore, right? You love yourself first. You say to them, I love you, but hey, we're going to keep these boundaries, right? And we're going to reconcile because I love you, but I'm going to keep those healthy boundaries there. Yeah, me too, Noelle. Big time. Big time. Love it for Virgos. All right, we're going to move on to the Libras. Now, Libras. Okay, let me grab the timestamp here. Libras, this is happening in your 7th house of long-term relationships. All right. So super, super powerful for you guys. This is marriage. This is long-term contracts. This is like, signing a contract with a new job, a boss. This could be your best friend who does everything with you, but long-term commitments, right? All of them, not just romantic ones. However, it is the house of marriage. So this could also involve marriage for you. But when you think of marriage, marriage is a contract, right? It's a legal binding contract. And so that might be something where it's maybe not a romantic relationship, but it is some kind of contract that you have. So this is going to be really fascinating for Libras if you've been waiting for that change to happen with any kind of a relationship for you. Hey, April, great to see you there. We're in Libra. You're definitely going to have to go check out the Taurus and Leo signs because they've all been really, really powerful. Lots of angel bumps here. So, but Libra, since this is happening in your 7th house, let's see what's coming up for you. We have codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Okay, so now again, we don't take these cards literally. This is not accusing you of being addicted to something. But when we think of codependency, we also, when we're thinking of relationships, is there somebody who just feels like they can't do something without you? Or do you feel like you can't do something without another person? It could also be that just the things that you get out of a relationship are kind of life negating. They're not allowing you to grow, right? Like, do you have a boss that's like, I just need you to do this. You're the only one that can do this. And it's like, well, but I really want to shift what I'm working on. Can't we train someone else to do it? And your boss is going, no, I can only trust you, right? And then you're like, well, okay, I'll do it because my boss only trusts me. It goes both ways, the codependency, right? But it could also be where, since we have Venus retrograde, for some of you, this could be a romantic partner coming back from the past who really relied on your energy a lot, or maybe you relied on their energy a lot and you held each other back ultimately because neither one of you were able to grow in that relationship. But we'll get some clarity here. It's not necessarily a negative thing. It's just something to be aware of since this is happening in your marriage and long-term relationship house. We have past life relationship. What did I just say? You cannot make this up. You have known each other before. So do you have people from your past that are sliding into your DMs? Do you have an ex that you've been thinking about or dreaming about? Do you tend to compare your current relationships to past? I know that's something because Libras, you guys can see both sides. And maybe you have chosen to move away from a relationship that was codependent, but now that you're in this new relationship, you're seeing similar traits, you're seeing similar tendencies to be codependent, or maybe you're wishing this person was more like the ex, which makes you codependent on that past relationship, which didn't work. So let's get one more card here to clarify and see what's going on. Separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Okay, so this is not a negative card. I don't want anyone worrying that means they're going to have a breakup. Sometimes this is a really positive card. This could mean your partner starts works from home and starts taking a job at an office downtown. This could mean you're taking a little weekend getaway with your girls, your girlfriends, and you're getting a chance to miss your partner, right? It could mean that it is time to take some time apart to review, all right, where am I being codependent with this relationship? So again, because this is happening in your 7th house, Libra, please pay very close attention to where there might be this tendency to just keep going back to the past. Do you keep reliving that breakup? Do you keep wishing that you had made that one that got away hadn't gotten away, right? That's holding you back. So you need to separate yourself from that. I know for me personally, I've had a lot of people coming back from my past in my dream time. I mean, people I haven't thought about in years, like 20 years are popping in my dreams, and I'm having to do a lot of reflection. Like, why is this person coming up for me right now? There is a reason. It's not always a visitation. Sometimes it's just an opportunity to heal something. But if you're always thinking about somebody from the past, or you are obsessing over someone currently in your life, it could be somebody from the past. That's another thing that happens, Libras, is people come in and you can't stop thinking about them, which can create a codependent thing. It could be because it's a past life relationship too. So you might want to just separate yourself from that. Take it slow in that relationship. Wait till Venus is direct before we're doing anything long term, before we're signing on the dotted line, before we're making those marriage contracts, right? Of course, it could be work too. You'll know what this is for you. All right, Libras. Let me know how that goes for you. All right, let's move on to the Scorpios here. I'm getting all my timestamps and I'm a little off with the alignment. Scorpios, what do we have for your relationships? We have wedding. Here we're talking about marriage for Libras, and then we go straight into wedding. This situation involves marriage. We'll get some clarification. Scorpios, I didn't say that this is your happening in your 6th house, your 6th house. So this is your work, your daily routines. This is your pets. This is large animals. This is your health. And this, the fact that we have this situation involves marriage, there may be something changing. Maybe your daily routine is getting ready to change because you're getting married. Maybe somebody in your life is getting married. Maybe you have a colleague getting married or a boss, and it's going to change your responsibilities. Because again, wedding, this also represents contracts, long-term commitments. So there may be something that you're about to change regarding your long-term commitments that's going to affect your daily life, right? If you're getting ready to move, you're going to be taking a different way to work every day. You're going to have different neighbors. It's a different long-term way of moving through your daily life, right? So let's get some more clarity here, Scorpios. We have forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. All right, so Scorpios, this is a good opportunity for forgiving, for learning what you can from past relationships. Again, I'm feeling the same with that I was with Libra Scorpios, that the one that got away, somebody you thought you were going to marry, you didn't end up marrying. Maybe something to do with your current marriage needs some healing. There needs to be some learning around it, and really getting clear on why that happened. And let's see the third card for clarity here. Finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So since this is the 6th house, your daily work and routine, maybe your partner is changing jobs, maybe you're changing jobs. Maybe there was an unexpected change in your job, I'm getting for some of you guys, because that happens with eclipses. All of a sudden your job changes, or sometimes the job just is removed from your life and you're having to change the way you move about your day because you no longer work there, right? But it's okay, because focusing on bringing balance to that daily routine is actually going to bring better balance to your finances and your career, which is going to allow this relationship to evolve. So again, like I said, it could be your spouse is getting a new job, which is going to change your daily routine, or you're getting a new job. It could be the fact that you are getting married or making this long-term commitment that now you're having to learn how to combine your finances on a day-to-day basis and get on a budget with each other. So just really look to see where you can learn from things that haven't worked in the past with relationships, and try to focus on just bringing better health to your finance career with this eclipse, and trust that anything that goes away is for you to bring in that better health to your relationship, to your finances. Because this is a relationship reading. It could be you needing to seek that professional advice from a financial advisor and bring better health to your finance or career. Get a mentor so that you can evolve in your career and your daily routine. If it has to do with health, it could be getting a personal trainer to help you, right? So very, very powerful stuff coming in for Scorpios there. Hey, Mary Kate, great to see you here. We're going to be doing a bonus reading for community members after this live, so I hope you'll be around for that. Thanks for being a part of that. I know April's here too. She's part of the community, and I am going to do a little mini bonus reading at the end of this one too for everybody, but I just wanted to remind you of that, Mary Kate. Thank you so much. Let's move on to Sagittarius. And yet, the timestamp for Sagittarius was 1 hour, 11 minutes. I love it. All right, Sagittarius, this is happening in your 5th house, romantic partnerships. Oh, 12:12 my time. We've been having lots of angel numbers, everybody. If you're joining late, lots of angel numbers today. It's 12:12 my time. And this is happening in your 5th house, Sagittarius. This is your children, romantic relationships, your significant other. This is creative projects, things you give birth to. All right. And, Sagittarius says you've been asked to be really focusing on things your heart wants to do for this time of year. If you listen to your 2025 angel messages, it was all about moving in a direction that allows yourself to bloom into the things you want to do. You're moving away from the things you don't want anymore, your relationships that you don't want anymore, towards relationships that allow you to bloom, right? Any relationships that are holding you back, this eclipse is probably already helping you move away from. But I have a feeling with this new moon, it's going to continue. It is still 12:12, as I said that, and that nets to 33, which is a super powerful master number. All right, we have, it is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of love. All right, Sagittarius, I love that. We're going to get some clarification. But I feel like something you've been holding yourself back on doing with a creative project, or going ahead and making that commitment to a long-term partner, they're saying, hey, it's safe. It's safe. It's okay. You have been hurt in the past, but it's okay. So we're going to get some more clarification here for you, Sagittarius. We have make the effort. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. All right, so you are being asked to commit to someone or something, especially regarding your 5th house, romantic partner, You know, you ready to commit to that relationship, right? Are you ready to commit to that new creative project and finally get out there? You know, open your heart. And in this could be, you've got a creative talent that you haven't shared with the world yet. And it's time to do it. Open your heart, share your talent, whatever this creative thing is, because it's safe for you to do so, and make the effort to get it out there. So it may not be a romantic partner for you, but you'll know what that is for you. And then finally for Sagittarius, we have let go of control issues. Let go of control issues. So allow this situation to unfold naturally. Honestly, we've all been getting that. We've all been getting to just let it unfold the way it's meant to unfold. You know, in the Celtic cross, it was talking about wait for the right time. What you can do is you can start making those long-term plans right now to make this commitment, make this effort. Just make the plans. You don't have to take action until everything's direct in April, but go ahead and make those plans and you will be guided, okay? And, you know, you guys, you're so great at bringing beauty to things, bringing life to things. And maybe you've been feeling like, hey, I just don't know if I have the energy for this, or I don't know if my heart's in this. Just begin now making the effort to plan, and you can change your plans. It's okay to change your plans. It's okay to change your mind, but you got to first make that effort to see what's going to work for you. And, you know, one of the things that I'm getting for a lot of the Sagittarius with this card is you're saying, well, okay, if I tell my colleague I don't want to work with them anymore, then they're going to be mad at me and never talk to me again, right? Or if I tell my fiance I want to get married, but I want to wait another year so that we can do it bigger and better than ever, they're going to think I don't really want to get married. Like, don't do that. Like, that's what we want to get out of with this energy. We want to really stay focused on what is it that we love that we can share with the world. So I love that for Sagittarius. You did time it perfectly, Mary Kate. I love that. All right. Capricorns. Get your time stamp down here. 1/16/27. All right, Capricorns. This is happening in your 4th house. This is real estate, your home, your environment, family, the things you're surrounded by. It's also self-worth, like self-security, like feeling secure in your own skin. You know what I mean? Like, when you feel like you can be authentic, really authentic, it's like, who are you when no one's around? Like, do you dance naked in the living room when you're all by yourself? Like, that's that security, right? That's what this 4th house is where you really feel like you can be yourself. And so since this is a relationship reading, it has a lot to do with you feeling like the relationships you're in allow you to be yourself. Now, it could be that because it involves real estate or your home, that you're redecorating, you're rearranging things so that you feel more secure, right? Maybe you've never had a fence around your house and you're going to finally invest in getting a fence so you feel more secure. It could be that simple, your relationship to your security in your home, putting in a security system, whatever that is for you. But because it is a relationship reading, it's also going to be really about who you surround yourself with, that you can feel really safe and secure, especially emotionally secure, right? With this particular house. All right, so let's see what we got for you, Capricorns. Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. I love that. So things are coming in for you, Capricorns, that you're not aware of right now. And that they're going to bring you that emotional security. Let's get some more clarification here because I'm loving this. Chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. Okay, so if something has not been moving forward in this area of your life, it's worth waiting for. There is something there, right? But we have to allow this eclipse to take its course, allow the new moon to do its work. We have to allow things to unfold in divine timing. And again, it's going to bring in this emotional security for us, similar to the way anything when we feel at home, right, that brings you emotional security. So if you feel at home in a relationship, there's going to be chemistry there. It's going to be worth waiting for. And the third card I have for Capricorns is new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Oh, I'm getting butterflies for Capricorns here. I'm loving this. Again, I don't take this completely literally for all Capricorns because this is a general reading. It doesn't mean that you're getting a new romantic partner, but you may feel like you're falling in love all over again with your partner, or you find a new love interest, like the two of you start cooking together more and really fall in love with trying new things. It could also be something that you really love to bring into your home that, again, brings that emotional security. So like I'm doing some new things around my home right now, especially my garden, that is new. That's going to allow me to, I love gardening, but this is a new way that I'm doing it. And I'm really in love with getting this project completed, and that involves my home and my real estate. So as a Capricorn rising, it very much resonates with me. But it's something that I'm very excited about, which is that chemistry. And it's taking a long time, I'll be honest. Not as long as it could take, but it's taking a while. It's worth it. It's worth doing it right. So this could be any relationship regarding where you ultimately are going to feel really secure with that. And this is really beautiful energy for Capricorns with this new moon solar eclipse. Love it. All right, we got 2 more to go before we'll do the bonus reading, and then we'll hop over to the community member live after this for a second spread. All right, Aquarians. Aquarius, what do we have for your relationships? Well, it's happening in your 3rd house of short distance travel, communication, networking, neighbors, aunts, uncles, and siblings. So let's see what's going on for you. We have honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. All right, are you taking a little weekend vacay with your lovey? Are you needing to plan one? Are you doing a staycation? Let's see. We'll see what else is coming up for you guys. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Interesting. Okay. I'm getting for some Aquarians, this has to do with your work and the way you communicate, that you haven't been able to express yourself the way you really want to. And it's time to take back control. Okay. So I really love that this is coming after this honeymoon card, because it tells me you have relationships in your life right now, not just romantic, but also, colleagues that you work with on a daily basis. Again, this could be your siblings, your aunts, your uncles that are here to support you. And they are supporting you in taking a break from something. Because this is also, it doesn't have to literally mean honeymoon. Maybe some of you are planning your honeymoon, but it could just mean that you're taking a break from something that's going to free you and allow you to take control of your life, especially when it comes to communication. Okay, because that's a big thing for this 3rd house here. And what else do we have for Aquarius? Aquarius, getting to know each other. It says, as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. All right, so I am getting a romantic energy for most people here that are watching and resonating with this energy. But again, you may need to have some heart-to-heart conversations about what you really want. Again, this says free yourself. Is there something you haven't been sharing with a partner? Is there something you just really need to change in your communication? Even this could also be like just the way that you get to work every day is just so hard. You're like looking for a new job where you don't have to commute, right? So having that heart-to-heart conversation with your boss, or taking a new job that you're going to have to get to know the people, you're going to have to show them who you are. But I really am getting like really strong energy that this has a lot to do with the way you're already communicating. You need to take control of that. Somebody else is has been trying to control the way you put yourself out there in the world. And you've got people around you saying, hey, we love you for who you are. You need to free yourself from this energy, and then take the time you need to really deepen that bond with these people who really allow you to be authentic, right? Hi, Deborah. Oh, good. Yay. I'm so glad you made it. Yes, definitely check out the Celtic cross at the beginning. It really sets the tone for this. But thank you for stopping by and letting me know you're here. I appreciate it. We're going to do a bonus ending here after we get to finish up with the Pisces. But I just want to reiterate to you, Aquarians, embrace this honeymoon energy, especially if it is with a romantic partner. Let your partner support you to free yourself. You know, sometimes I see free yourself with addictions and things. So maybe taking back control of your life is changing the way you talk to yourself about the things that you rely on, right? You know what I mean? Like, well, it could be like, I don't want to give up carbs. What am I going to do without carbs? Like, you're trapped in this idea, right? Not that you should give up carbs. I'm not saying that. Not a doctor, but there's something here where you have people in your life that can support you in the way you can move out of that. And then really just take your time getting to know your innermost selves, right? Really seeing each other on a soul level. I love that. Okay, Aquarians. Thank you for that. Let's move on to Pisces. Pisces. Let me get your timestamp here since we're going to do the bonus reading. Pisces, what do we have for your relationships with this new moon solar eclipse that is happening in your second house of finances and self-worth? I just heard an astrologer the other day say that it also rules food and groceries. So you might be changing up your eating habits or changing what you buy at the grocery store or changing your grocery budget, something like that. Let's see. Maybe you and your partner need to talk about your grocery budget. I don't know. Let's see. True love. This is the romance of a lifetime. You know, for Pisces, I've been getting so much energy about this for you guys, your 2025 messages, all my other all signs readings. There is true love waiting for you that's going to bring in that romance. And I know you're naturally inclined to romance, so you tend to get hurt because you want to jump in the deep end when you feel that romance energy, but you're going to have that faith that true love is coming for you. So let's see what the second card is here. Children. Your love life is being affected by children. Now, this can be creative projects, right? This doesn't have to be actual physical children, but it could be other people's children. It could be that you have found someone that you want to take the relationship to the next level, but maybe they have children from a previous relationship and it's just been a little bit harder to connect, but it's still going to be worth it, right? It could also be that maybe you need to open your heart up to a child around you. It could be that some of you are wanting to have children and that you don't even realize that the romance of a lifetime of having children, right? For those of you who do have children, it's such a deep bonded connection. It really is, you know, just an amazing experience to have. So let's get your third card so we can pull all this together. You deserve love. You are lovable. Of course you are, Pisces. All my Pisces friends and loved ones are very lovable. And that's the thing is, you know, remember you are a child of God. You are lovable in the way that you are. So that message was coming through too. If you've been holding out on getting into a relationship or trying for a new relationship because you don't feel lovable, remember, you are innocent in the eyes of God, and God has created this opportunity for you to have true love in your life. You've got to take advantage of it. You've got to believe that you deserve it. Like I said, this is happening in your second house, which is not just finances, it's also self-worth. So feel worthy of love. And if you don't feel worthy of love, start doing things that make you feel worthy right now with this new moon. What are some things you can do with this new moon to make you feel better, right? Because you've got this true love here coming in here for you, Pisces. And again, this could be true love for something you're doing with your work, true love for something that, you know, true love for yourself with it being the house of self-worth, right? So really, really focus on how can you work with your own energy to feel deserving of this true love. I love that, Pisces, because you are so lovable. All right, let's do a bonus reading here to just tie all of this together. Like I said, I'm going to hop over to the community member live right after that. I'll probably take like a quick 2-minute break to get a drink of water and set up the stream. I have to like set it up manually since I didn't know what time this stream would end. I'm going to manually set up the stream, but I will be headed right over to the community membership. If you're not a member, you're welcome to join. There's a join button below. There's 2 tiers, and you can see what all is related there. Thank you so much for liking and sharing these videos and for being here. I love connecting with you this way. Let's see what's coming up to just tie all of this energy together for this new moon eclipse. And you guys, I'm excited for all of you. I really am. I feel, yes, there are some endings. Some of them have been very unexpected, more to come, but I feel good about it. And with Neptune going into Aries the next day, it's just so poetic. Even if you know nothing about astrology, you're going to feel this energy, and people around you are going to feel this energy. And so just take note of it. Write things down in your journal as they come up for you. I'm going to be sharing a story over in the community member live that just happened to me that was just undeniable proof that the spiritual realm is right here. Our passed away loved ones are right here, that things are going to the next level right now with this intuition. With Neptune being in Pisces since 2012, we've been opening our intuitive abilities to the next level. Now with it in Aries, it's just going to be huge, huge shift. So let's see what's coming up here. All right, we've got the Ace of Air. This is representing the energy right now. We've got the Ace of Fire. This is representing the near future, so the next couple of days. And then we've got the Four of Water, which is going to represent ultimately the energy around this eclipse. So we're going to get to some actions to take, but let me pull this together. Ace of Air, brilliant new ideas and inspirations, seeing the truth of a situation, a challenging beginning. So what I'm getting for this energy is right now what we were getting at the beginning with the Celtic cross. Things just aren't moving the way we want to, and things are being revealed to us, right? Especially with this Mercury retrograde, especially with this Venus retrograde. So again, we had at the beginning, I easily embrace change. If you want to write that in the comments below, I easily embrace change. We need to embrace the truth, which is going to bring this change, okay? Because coming up in the near future, exciting new opportunities. So this is two ace cards together. Career advancement, change your life. I just said Neptune is going into Aries. We just entered into the Aries. Sun just moved into Aries, which is fire. So new beginnings, new opportunities are coming for you. We just have to embrace that change. We don't know what it looks like yet, but it's going to be wonderful. And this Four of Water card, missing an opportunity, discontentment, or boredom, open your eyes to the possibilities, is letting you know we can't get stuck in that nostalgia. We can't stay in the things that are boring. We need to see this thing as exciting. And hey, see, there's these two cups that still have water in them. They haven't spilled. Well, how can we use this for this new opportunity? So let's check out the, oh, I didn't realize I had Pisces still on. Sorry, Pisces. You're like, wow, that's the longest reading ever. So the, I'll figure out that timestamp later. Whoops. We'll do our two action cards here. So these are actions to take. The first action they want you to take with this eclipse, Nine of Air, expecting the worst, self-fulfilling prophecies, sleepless nights. Now, obviously, this is an action card. They don't want you to have sleepless nights. They don't want you to create a self-fulfilling prophecy. So what do they want you to do? They want you to flip the script. We were talking about that in the Celtic cross. Take time. Every time you start to catch yourself worrying that, oh, this is not going to work again, expecting the worst, flip the script, ask the angels for guidance, right? Go grab my new moon angel card spread, this link below, and pull some angel cards for yourself. Flip the script, right? Look for the positive. That's what this card is saying, is like, watch out that you're not getting stuck in just being bored and missing out on this new opportunity, right? If you spend so much time thinking about your ex or thinking about the past and when things didn't work, you're going to miss this new opportunity. So that's the big thing, take away from this action card. And let's pull one more before we wrap up here. Two of Earth. Two of Earth. Too much going on at once. The need to make a decision. Consider a more playful approach. Okay, so we're just getting more validation here. It's time to slow down and let things unfold. Do the self-discovery. It says too much going on at once. What can you take off your calendar this week and this weekend so that you can slow down and take that extra time for self-discovery, right? This is a great time for research. With Mercury retrograde, do some research. Take an online class. Just make those long-term plans. The energy is here to support you. And anytime you start to get caught in this worry, Chris Reck, who I said, quick reminder, Chris Reck will be on my channel this Wednesday at 11 a.m. Central. By the way, it's 12:33 p.m. Central now. Boy, we've been on together a long time. We keep seeing these angel numbers. This Wednesday at 11 a.m. Central, Chris Reck from Mental Pontero will be back, and he calls the Nine of Air card a never-ending nightmare, or it's the Nine of Swords in tarot. And 1, 2, 3, 4 now, Andrea. Thank you for noticing. But this is where get out of your head, right? You've got to get out of your head. How do you get out of your head? You take a more playful approach. You slow down. You take things off your calendar so you can do that self-discovery, so you can do that research. If you're sitting there waking up at night worrying about something, go get your journal and write it down and ask the angels for help. Hey, help me find this. I'll tell you one that's been on my mind for a while, just to share. I know it's time for me to change healthcare providers. And I've done some research and I'm still at a loss. I'm not feeling pulled to a particular healthcare provider. I have just let the angels know. I know it's time. I'm ready to make the change. Send me loud and clear signs to the healthcare practitioner that's in my highest interest. And now I'm just going to wait, right? Luckily, it's not urgent. I'm doing it well in advance from when I need to change, but I'm going to be waiting until the energy is direct, till at least Mercury is direct, probably Venus direct, to start actually taking appointments with anybody, because this is more just, it's nothing urgent. But I know that I need to find somebody to work with, and I haven't been able to come up with anything. So I wake up in the middle of the night like, when am I going to do this? What am I going to find? What if I can't find anybody? It's like, whoa, Devon, you know what to do. You ask, right? You ask the angels for help. You ask for loud and clear signs. Your spiritual team is here to support you. Thank you all for being here. And remember, take time every day to connect with the angels. I'll see you community members over in the live in just a couple minutes.